Welcome in. Welcome in. We'll be doing a little Surfs Up times K-Way live. We talked about doing this a couple weeks ago, and then we announced it last week, and now we're here doing a little live. We should be connected on both sides, so let us know in the chat as you guys are coming on in. If you're on Surf side, let him know he sees you, you see him. And then also on my side too, just let me know. We should be hooked up to Facebook, Instagram, or Facebook and YouTube on both sides. So just let us know if you see us. What's up, Surfs? What did you do today?
Oh gosh. By the way, what's the most inconsistent podcast?
Yes.
Resellers Raw.
Most consistently inconsistent podcast. That's what it's going to be.
Exactly what it is. Why are you wearing that hat, by the way?
I didn't want to wear a hat. It's starting to get cold. It's because we just had a cold front come through. So
It's starting to get cold in Florida.
Keep my head warm, but I still got short sleeves on.
Let's talk about it. Well, I like the polar bear. Not bad. That guy's a clown. We see everyone to see us both.
Yes.
What's up? What I did today? Worked and took some pictures, and my dryer went out. No, my basement flooded. Everyone, I haven't been live. My basement flooded, so I'm doing that.
They're saying you're echoing on your side.
It is. Yes, it's been echoing.
Damn. We were trying to figure it out before we went live. Why it's echoing?
How do we fill it out? And then we're gonna figure it out and redo it.
Yeah, we gotta. I guess you could try your headphones again. See if those connect. Everybody's saying you're echoing.
They did connect. They echoed.
Oh, they echoed too. I wonder why it's doing that.
Still echoing, isn't it? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do we fix the echo?
You guys just want to hear me twice every time I talk?
No, we don't even hear you once. Maybe if we reset, if we reset and you invite me in, maybe it'll fix your echo because you don't have echoes on your normal live, do you? Okay, do that. Well, we're gonna reset everybody. We're gonna try to fix this because I can barely listen to him once. I don't want you guys to listen to him twice. So he's gonna invite me in, then we'll reset.
Nick said it's playing through your stream. Is there something on your side you can do?
I don't think it's my side because I don't hear anything on my side.
Maybe just don't talk for an hour. Turn your volume all the way down.
If I turn my volume down, then I can't hear Surfs. That doesn't work. Yeah, it's gotta be your side. I don't think it's mine.
Put your earbuds in.
Hang on. Go ahead and just talk like really long sentence right now and see if it echoes. Chat will be able to tell us.
So the Titans lost in the AFC South this year, the worst team in the NFL, and that's K-Way's team. I'm a fan of the Colts. We beat them 2 times this season, and we beat them 2 times last season, which means a clean sweep of the Titans.
So shut up. I heard the end of that. So did that echo the whole time, chat, or did it not echo at all? If it echoed the whole time, it's got to be. It was. Oh, so it's my side.
It always is.
So what is making it echo on my side?
Bruh, it's always you.
How about now? Talk now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hear me twice.
See if chat can hear you twice. What about now? Is there no echo now? Some at the end, not at all. Talk again. Just don't talk about Titans.
The Colts are the best team in the AFC South in this past century.
Let's wait for the chat. I'm not listening to anything you say. We're just no echo? Okay. Echo is back.
Both of you headphones. Put your headphones in.
I don't have headphones.
Bro, you give them away during your whatnots all the time. Come on.
Echo's back. It's got to be me then. Hold on.
See what I did, people? Oh, we got some really good stuff too.
If Kiwi puts headphones in, I'll work. I'll promise. Hold on. I'll go grab headphones. I don't know if I have them in here. I know I have a pair of headphones somewhere around here, but hold
do what
on.
I did. Call your lovely wife.
I have AirPods somewhere around here. I just never wear them.
Still. What's up, Debbie? Jamie? You guys got to hear your names twice. Amy.
Hopefully these have charge. These are my old ones. Nope, they won't have charge. Hold on.
Listen. I got a better hat. Got to keep it on the DL for now. Do you have a phone app? Yeah, that goes back now.
Can I use yours for now? John Cena. I just need to hook it up because for some reason we're getting feedback from the no.
I don't want to hear myself twice. Mom's in the chat. What's up, Mom? You're going to hear me talk twice. Listen, you're not the only one with technical difficulties. We have them over here.
I don't know where mine are in here somewhere, but I don't know where they are. Okay. Let's try this again. Still echoing.
Your voice, deep. Can
you talk?
Am I echoing?
Is it echoing?
I think we got this. I think we're good.
So it's my side that's doing it. God, this is gonna be so hard.
Yeah, it's your side.
It's gonna be so hard to talk, and
you never think it's your fault, but it's your fault a lot.
Shut up. Go away. Okay. Well, can chat hear me good? Because I got headphones in now. I actually have a mic somewhere around here that I bought, like an actual stand mic, but I don't know where the hell it is.
Didn't you tell me to get one of these?
Yeah, I got one. Well, I got a TikTok version of that. I got it off the TikTok shop. It's one that glows and everything, but I haven't set it up yet. But now I need it, clearly.
You asked how the new year was. You wanted me to talk.
Yes.
And I said goals of the new year. I don't want to talk about the goals yet. I want to talk about the past real quick, as in the past season of the NFL. How the Colts swept the Titans again 2 years in a row. And who ended up being the worst team in the NFL? Just saying. For those OGs who know the back and forth between K-Way and I, who's the worst team in the NFL?
So this is going to be the last podcast we do, chat. It was a one and done. I apologize. We're actually going to end the live here. We've had a lot of mistakes this live, including in inviting Surfs and his Colts hat. I think I actually found another one of those somewhere around here too.
I bought this from K-Way's Whatnot.
Oh my God. Can you just take that thing off? It's ugly. It's almost as ugly as this. Very, very close. Very close.
Yeah, very ugly. He's on Whatnot right now, by the way.
I know. I saw him pop up at Pokemon Live. I was like, I can't go in there because if I do, I'm going to buy a bunch of stuff. So I refuse to go in there.
No, he's not even doing it, but he has it Pokemon Live. He's so lazy, and it's his regular garage sale.
Oh, he forgot to change it.
But yeah. So if you guys don't know, Bearded, who we talk to all the time, does Pokemon Lives. Neither one of us collect Pokemon cards or know anything about it, but we end up buying packs from him.
Yeah, he forces us to go in there and buy stuff from him because we feel bad, and then he scams us. So
it's addicting. Opening those packs is like gambling. It's addicting.
I watch it on TikTok. I don't really collect those cards. I just buy them just to buy them on Bearded stream. But I watch the videos all the time of people opening them up. I don't know what's in the packs. I'm just like, this is cool. This is fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, someone called me Gilligan. Lou, that's a good. You are definitely look like Gilligan right now.
That is cool. I'm gonna sit down.
So talk about New Year's. What are you thinking about New Year's wise, reselling, life? What do you got?
Well, I messaged you today actually, and we're gonna be real in here, guys. We're gonna talk. We're gonna do the whole thing. My numbers were actually down this past year. My eBay numbers. So I texted K-Way and I was like, how are your sales? And he's got to check it out. But my eBay sales were down by a lot, like a third, 30% over the past year. I was really surprised. So my concern is balancing, which we'll talk about too, social media and reselling. You got to find that balance to make income. Social media, we could talk about that too. I think there's a lot to be said about that because I think there's some misconceptions with social media.
Yeah. Like I answered you back, and like I was kind of digging at your numbers because on paper, like you might look at your numbers and be like, hey, I'm down this amount as a gross number, but then when you add in your social media income, that might offset it a little bit. And the cool thing about social media is as you're growing it, it's just going to get better and better and better every year. So your first year, this was your first like real full year on social media. I think the previous year you were on socials for like 2 or 3 months before that year started. I think that's when I found you, was like around November ish the year before, somewhere around there. So you hadn't been on socials for like a full year yet. So that I was saying like you're gonna grow, and as you grow, you'll make more income off social media, which will offset that loss. But then you need to make adjustments to your business so that way you can be more profitable while you're also building your social media at the same time.
Well, I think step one is be more consistent. I need a list 20 items a day, every single day. I haven't been doing that. I've been slacking. I'm like more concerned with, posting a picture, responding to someone else's in the resale community, whatever, doing a live, which takes a lot of time, which I like doing. I love doing all these things. I just wish they paid better.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so if you guys are wanting to do social media, what would you say? Like, I mean, be real. Social media for people out there, because I get DMs all the time. Like, can you help me with social media? I want to start making social media, all that sort of stuff, as a second stream of income or whatever. What are your suggestions for that, real quick?
Um, I think like in the first year when I started social media, I didn't make any money at all on TikTok. That's basically where I was, and I think a lot of people think as soon as you get 100,000 views on a video, you're rich. And that just isn't what happens. There's a lot of people asking in the chat about, is it because of cross listing? They're saying that 2025 was a hard year because of the economy, so that could have went into it. I don't think it was any of that. I think you just put more time into socials, which is fine. And I think now that you've had time to look at it, you're going to be able to readjust. I did talk to you about possibly bringing on somebody to list for you because that's what we have. That's why I'm able to grow socials because we have mom listing in the background. So we were able to get 20 to 30 listings out per day, and then we just go out and source. So that might be something you look into. But yeah, there's lots of options, and I do think if you keep up with it, you're going to make good income on social. I mean, your YouTube channel is starting to grow right now, so
Don't talk.
you're getting
Don't
money from
talk to
those.
me like. Don't talk to me like you're my dad. I'm not
Well, I
over here
have to.
asking you for
You're
advice.
almost crying. I have to like hold you and pick you up and be
I'm
like, "It's
not.
okay, Serves. It's okay. You'll be
I
okay."
shut up. I'm not asking you for advice. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that eBay was down this year, and it was my fault for not posting enough. So
yeah,
I see everyone saying hi in the chat to everybody. Yes, a lot of it. I just started cross listing halfway through the year, so I did have money over there. But as a whole, my gross was down this year, and I think it's because I didn't list enough. And it's
yeah,
because I didn't list enough because I spent too much time doing social media, and social media doesn't pay what I think people thinks it pays, but I
yeah.
really enjoy it because I think we're both social. We know you're social. I mean, you love talking. Like, you love looking at yourself and talking. Like your
So,
whatnots, like you don't even let Kayla in there. I don't even know if anyone knows what K-Way shop means.
will you shut up? Yeah, I think. Well, let's ask this: what did you do the year before besides socials? Did you go source more every single day? Did you list 10 more items every day? Like, what was it you were doing before the year before that made the difference? And do you know that?
Yeah, listed for sure more.
Yeah,
I mean, there'd be days where I didn't even list this year
yeah.
in 2025 or 2024. But yeah. So what's up with you? What are your goals this year? You talked about maybe getting rid of your lister. I mean, by
Yeah,
default.
if we move, yeah, if we move, like mom won't be able to come with us. So one thing we're gonna do is probably sell more on live, more on whatnot this year. Focus on that. I'm waiting for auto posture to get cross listing integrated, and then we'll be able to bring over all of our eBay listings to whatnot and be able to sell those on whatnot at the same time we're selling new inventory. So I can't wait till that happens. I've been talking in the background with auto posture. It looks like it's going to be a little bit harder to get it over. Not because it's harder for her. It's her conversations with whatnot aren't going the way they're supposed to be going. So, which is unfortunate. But I think she'll be able to work it out. She's worked it out with Mercari, so she'll work it out with whatnot. But I think once we move, we're going to adjust our business model. That's why we've been doing things like live thrifting and selling right from the thrift store, doing like fun things like that. I've always wanted to do that. I've always talked about doing that, and it was like the first time we actually like implemented like really selling from the thrift store. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, my goals this year are to pick just a few platforms and stick to them. Because last year at the end of the year, I kind of went wild. I like testing stuff out just to test it out. And I think this year is, I might even eliminate Depop or Mercari just because it takes away our attention. And if we focused on another platform, I think we would do better. Like put our focus on the other couple. So I think that's what this year is going to be about.
Well, I always give you. I mean, we're allowed to cuss on this, right?
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
I don't. I always give you shit, and you guys know because he is like, I'm gonna. He'll call me and be like, I'm gonna start Jamble. This new thing is gonna be great, and then I'm gonna start District. This thing's gonna be great, and I'm all for that because if you don't try new things, you'll never grow. When someone tried Whatnot, it's like, I'm gonna do Whatnot's gonna be great, and it's huge. So what if you're that trendsetter? That's what you do. You
Mm.
always look for that next thing, and you go with it. And if you don't try and swing, then you're not going to be able to hit a home run or make a hit. So I don't blame you for that, but I always make fun of you because you're always like, I'm going all in here, and you get excited like a little kid. Like you said, when I go live thrifting, it's really what I like to do, and I can tell we feed off you when you go live thrifting.
Yeah, yeah. I think as an entrepreneur, you should have that piece of you that wants to try new things. You can't just do the same thing every single week for beginning to end and expect the same results because it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
get harder, it's gonna get easier as you go. So as an entrepreneur, I think you should have that. You should be wanting to try just a little something new. If it doesn't work, then you go back to what was working. The good thing is if you have multiple things that are working at once, if one falls, you can fall back on another one. So that's another reason why you try other platforms because you never know if you're the first one on, let's say Jamble, and it pops off just randomly, you're going to have such a good experience because you're starting from the bottom where everybody else is trying to come in as you're already on the rise. So, yeah, I like to try new things. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't hurt my feelings at the end of the day. It's like, hey, I wished it would have worked out, but it didn't. Go back to what was working. And I think that's what we're doing this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Speaking about getting feelings hurt, do you get your feelings hurt ever
What do you mean?
by comments on social media or people say?
No, I
Me either.
um I res- I respond back to them. And a lot of people tell you like they'll be like I said this a million times too. I've always said all my lives. People are like, why do you waste your time commenting back to those people that are just negative? And it's because that's how you get your videos going. That's the only reason I do it. Is like you'll make a snarky comment back to somebody, and then other people will come in and comment underneath that, and it'll just create a big old train, and then that video goes viral. So like we were talking earlier, I have that Rothy's video right now. Literally 90% of the comments are those shoes are ugly, those shoes are ugly, those shoes are ugly. And those are the comments that just like create that viral trend on that video. So I'm cool with it. At this point, like maybe in the beginning, maybe when I looked at a comment, I was like, man, that person's having a bad day. Like, why do they got to take it out on me? But at this point, like I get those comments literally every 10 minutes on my Facebook. It doesn't bother me at all at this point. And it shouldn't bother you because those people are just miserable people at the end of the day. They're literally hiding behind profiles without pictures because that's their outlet to be negative in the world because when they go out in the real world, they're negative to nobody. They probably don't even talk to anybody. But when they're behind that computer, that's when they can become negative. So, yeah, I don't let it bother me. The
For
only person that
sure.
bothers me is like you. Sometimes you
Yeah,
bother me.
I know I do because I know how to push the buttons.
Just kidding.
Um, no, I think going back to if anyone ever wants to ask about, so we'll talk about the chat later, and you guys can ask questions. But reselling, obviously, we're always live, and I think we love being live. I think that's what we do. We love that. That's at least my niche a little bit. But as far as social media, the only advice I'd have to say to people, or one of the biggest things, is if you let things get to you, or you don't have rhino skin, thick skin, social media is not going to be for you.
Yeah.
It's not going to be for you. Because people, no matter what you say, no matter what you post, people are going to say negative things. I know everyone knows this already, but if you're thinking about starting social media in 2025 as a second stream of income, be consistent and don't worry about what other people say. Because
Yeah.
we've talked about people that have started doing really well, and then I've literally seen the negative stuff, get to them, and all their stuff now is about defending themselves, and they're just like that.
Yeah, I think everybody, all resellers should have some sort of social media, um, either to market themselves or just like show people what they're doing. People always like say one thing about Whatnot is the people that are most successful are the people that have social media followings. And I always say this, it's because most people think of Whatnot as eBay. eBay is completely different because eBay advertises your items for you. They get people to your items, they get eyes on your items because they're doing all the advertising. Whereas Whatnot, you are the person advertising your shows. You're the person putting out social media posts. So the people who have the most followers, Walmart is able to advertise better than a mom and pop store just because Walmart has better spend. They have more followers. They got people that know them. And you got to be the same way. You got to have the same mindset. And I think everybody should do some sort of even small social media in 2025. And it's not as hard as people think. I actually just saw somebody, I'm not going to say who it is. I'll talk about it later when we're playing Xbox, but it's actually pretty cool. This person used to make reselling content and now they're making Pokemon content, opening up Pokemon cards. And their fifth video has 275,000 views.
There's so much money to be made out there in any
Yeah.
niche. It's crazy. Reselling is probably the lowest one of
Mm-hmm.
anything, but yeah, and you don't even have to show your face. If you
Yep.
guys, yeah, you don't have to show your face.
This person who's put out these Pokemon videos doesn't have their face in the video at all. You don't even know who they are. The only reason I knew who they were is because of their name of their channel and also their voice in the video. When I heard their voice, I was like, I know who that is. And
Who
then I
are they,
watched
Dick?
all their.
Who are they?
Huh? I can't.
Who
I'll
is
tell
it?
you afterwards. I don't. I don't want to tell you on live. I don't know if they're trying to hide behind their profile and trying to build up something where they don't want their social people coming over. But it's actually really smart what they're doing. They're really good at making videos already. So I can tell their channel's just going to take off.
Yeah.
Um,
Tons of really good. What's up, everybody in the chat? I've seen everyone come in.
yeah,
Hi,
we got
everyone.
like we got like 200 people across all platforms right now, so this is pretty cool. And we see
I
all your
can
comments.
see.
We can't we can't answer everybody, but we're gonna take some time. I think that's what these lives are gonna be about. Is like we'll have like a little back and forth in the beginning that we like pre-plan, just like a little small pre-planning, and then we'll start reading off chat and talking to you guys. So I think you can see chat on your side, right?
Yeah, I can. I want to talk. I like to talk too. Okay, I just don't like to hear myself. So Brian just said, appreciate both of you being authentic on social media. I 100% am with you, Brian. I'm gonna tell you right now. I think everyone knows I'm authentic. Wayne, K-Way is authentic too. When I first, this dude courted me for one. Okay, I finally got like live back in the day. I had no idea what TikTok, anything that was. I got live. I went live thrifting, and everyone came in my chat like, K-Way wants to say hi to you. I'm like, I don't know this dude. I don't know K-Way. So I went in, and he had me on like this, and he was courting me like, do you want to be my friend? Called me after like, I think we can like be partners. You want to come down here and hang out? Um,
Damn, you don't have
but
to tell them everything.
but you came, which you haven't talked about in a long time. Seriously, I don't think have you heard it like in a year about spreading joy in your mom's story, and
Yeah.
like how you are authentic and how the story behind going live and doing everything for free and why you do it. Explain a little bit to those people that are new about you, your history, your mom, and why you decided to do a lot of this.
Damn, I hate talking about this. I'm gonna start tearing up every time
I
I talk
know
about
I
it.
haven't seen you cry in like a year.
No, I'm not gonna get that deep into it.
But think how many
um,
new people are here. They don't know. And that was the TikTok world.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk. Let's do this. I'll talk a little bit about my background. You talk a little bit about yours. 'Cause I'm sure there's people on my side that don't know about you, and people on your side that don't know about me. Maybe like four people on both sides.
The West Side Story.
But but I was a mailman and I was reselling part time as a mailman. I thought I was gonna get into stocks and to make a little extra income while I was being a mailman, and that didn't work out in 2018. It was very like dull. Like stock market was like stagnant. I didn't know about what much I was doing, so I was just like throwing money at the stock market. And then I went back down the YouTube rabbit hole after that didn't work out. And I found a couple named Rally Roots. Shout out to Rally Roots. They have a great channel. I love the stuff that they put out. I'm always following them. And saw their videos back in the day and just was like, hey, I'm going to try this out. After I watched like all of the videos, at first I was like everybody else. I was like, this clearly doesn't work. Who's buying pre-owned clothing? Like the people who comment on my Facebook, YouTube, they're like, who's buying this stuff? Like nobody's buying this stuff. And I thought the same thing. And then I started selling items in my house and stuff started to sell. So I was like, okay, this works. And I did this part time for I think 2.5 years, something like that. Ended up making pretty much a full time income doing it part time. Left the post office, but before I left, my mom passed away, and I taught her how to resell. Like I taught my sister how to resell, her how to resell, and I found joy in teaching her how to resell. So once she passed away, I told myself that I was going to quit the job at the post office. Kayla quit her job like right after that, and we started reselling full time, and we haven't looked back. And I just like reselling. I like teaching people how to do it. I taught her how to do it. I found that to be a lot of fun and had a lot of joy in that. So that's spreading joy. Now I'm like spreading the reselling knowledge across platforms and teaching people how to do this. And I love doing it. So you're an ex teacher too. You know how that feels to teach people and the I'm looking for the word like the what you get back. Like it's so much better than just hiding it all behind a paywall and not teaching anybody anything. So maybe you can talk about that. I didn't cry. I tried to speed right through that.
I see. Yeah, I know you didn't. Your mom's name was Joy, though, right?
Yes, my mom's name was
So
Joy.
spreading joy,
Yeah.
and you do that. So
Yep.
yeah, I don't know if it's yeah, but anyways, yeah, I don't know if a lot of people knew that story because you don't talk about that very often anymore.
Yeah.
Um, and that's really cool. And one thing I think we both have in common, which we could make if we were money hungry people, which I don't think there's a problem with making courses or anything like
Mm.
that. If we wanted to make more money, we could each one of us could start our own course and mentorship and be those people that go on the road but don't actually resell. Like, hey, come to our course and we will teach you, but not actually do the reselling thing. Um, we don't do that. And at least I don't do that, and you haven't done that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that game. I think that game's fine. I think there's a lot to be learned from those people, and I'm not mad at those people for making courses. It's just not what I do or what you do. And going back to what Brian said, being authentic, you know,
Yeah.
like people see you making sales, showing every morning. This is what I sold. This is how much I make. Going to the thrift store live. This is what I'm thrifting. You know, all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. Being authentic.
Yeah, when I started
It's
socials,
important.
that's one thing. One thing I did was I put my eBay store in my link tree, and it was like almost like against the rules to do that because most people thought if you did that, you would have people going to your store all the time and not buying anything. It would kill your eBay sales, and I was like, you know what? I don't think that's true. I'm gonna try it, and I just put my eBay store in my link tree. When I started doing lives on TikTok, I was like, people were looking at what I was listing at the time because I was out in the garage doing photo listings and I was like, "Hey, I sold this item," and I had people like, "Did you really sell that item?" I'd be like, "Yeah, my link tree's in my eBay store is linked in my bio," and people would go there and see my sales and be like, "Oh, he's being truthful on what he sells," and I think that's
Dang it.
I think
Is that
yeah,
mine?
that's me. That
Damn.
was me. I think I think that's okay to put your eBay store. There's some people that want to hide it because they have like retail purchases that they don't want to give away, and I understand that. But if you're just picking up thrifted items, I don't think there's any reason to hide that behind a wall. And like you said about courses, there's nothing bad about courses. I mean, we both could have sold a course by now. Maybe in the future, at one point, we might sell a bolo list or something like that, or sell something that we put a lot of time and effort into because we get asked about that probably every single day. But for the time being, I think I just enjoy doing this. And I have the mindset of if I have a bolo list and I put that on YouTube and it's really, really good, YouTube's going to pay me a lot of money for that bolo list and not my followers. And that's kind of my mindset on that.
Yeah, for sure. Now tell me about that first time when you were recording me. You wanted to look at you found my eBay store or something?
Yes, I watched your videos like most people do, and they're like, this guy doesn't even look like he knows what he's talking about. So, does he really look like is he actually doing what he's saying he's doing? And one thing you said that you were selling a ton of is Ralph Lauren shirts, and I'm like, I literally pass on Ralph Lauren every freaking time I go to the thrift store. I never pick it up. I was literally live thrifting the week before I found you, passing on Ralph Lauren shirts as my chat was telling me you should be picking up those Ralph Lauren shirts. And that stuck in my mind. And I was like, then I saw your videos and I was like, does he really sell this? So I went in your Linktree. I found your eBay store. I think you had it in your Linktree. Otherwise, I looked up one of your sales. I can't remember what I did, but I saw that you were selling a ton of Ralph Lauren shirts, and I was like, this guy's actually being truthful. Yeah, I wanna talk more to him because me talking to you is only going to gain knowledge this way. A lot of people don't understand that when we do social media posts, we are actually learning a lot as we are posting about this stuff. We are getting DMs, we are getting photo posts about things that we should be selling, and that was an example of one of those. And now last year, Ralph Lauren was my top selling brand in my eBay store by far. I think I sold probably over 1,000 Ralph Lauren shirts pre-owned.
And at that time, Tommy Bahama was your baby, if you guys remember that. Now Tommy Bahama's.
I think Tommy Bahama might have been my second or third last year, actually. So yes,
Yeah,
Ralph
whatever.
Lauren sells a lot better than Tommy Bahama by far. But yeah, if I hadn't met you, I wouldn't be picking up. I probably still wouldn't be picking up Ralph Lauren shirts.
No, but going back to what you said, I think you agree. Every live I do, every single live, I think someone teaches me something.
Hmm.
Like a something to look out for, a brand. I found this, maybe the ins and outs of, like someone said Mercari's now having their fees. It started back up again. I didn't know it was today or whatever, or recently.
Hmm.
So, I'm always learning something new every time I go live. So yeah, we teach and you guys teach us as well.
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat, like Angel, saying that they don't pick up Ralph Lauren because the resale when they look it up doesn't match. But we know list them for 20 to 25 depending on the print. You can sell them all day long. Like this year, I'm gonna look it up while we're talking. But this year I've sold so many Ralph Lauren items, it's ridiculous. Let me see.
Hey,
Keep
this
talking.
hat
I'll
doesn't.
look this
This
up.
I'll talk. This hat doesn't make me believable. Listen, okay. Let's talk about it. I actually went into, you guys all, I hopefully by now follow tech and sports. And one time I went into a message and I said, what's the most important thing about reselling? And I think there's a lot of things people could say and be right. But I feel like the most important reselling is, when it comes to Ralph Lauren, right back to it, is the buy cost of your item. Ralph Lauren is worth it if your buy cost is cheap. Everything is worth it. I think Levi jeans or American Eagle jeans are worth it if your buy cost is cheap. I think buy cost is the most important thing in any business, really. I mean, obviously there's other things like, but customer service and stuff. But if you want to start a company and be successful, you got to have cheaper buy costs than everyone else, or low.
Yeah. So it's the 6th of January right now, and I've sold 15 Ralph Lauren items on eBay alone.
You're
15
welcome.
in 6 days. That's more than 2 per day on eBay, which is crazy. So, yeah, like you're saying, buy cost is everything. Like I wouldn't pick those Ralph Lauren shirts up for $15 if I'm going to sell them for $22.99. But if I can get them for, I even pay up $7 now. I'll pay up a little bit more for them because I know how fast they'll sell if I get the right print. So, yeah, buy cost is everything for those, and that way you can list at market or under market. You can get your items to sell faster. If you get them to sell faster, obviously you're going to pick them up more. Another brand I'm trying out is 511 Tactical. After we talk with Caleb, I've got a couple of those to sell, and Levi's. Levi's is actually selling really well for me. So that talking to other people, talking to Caleb has taught me another brand that I could start picking up at thrift stores. It's not going to make me $1 million right away, but it's slowly going to make me $1 million over time because you can consistently find those brands every single time you go to a thrift store. And I remember when you talked to me about Ralph Lauren, you talked to somebody else, some higher, somebody way smarter than you, which isn't very hard to get smarter than you, but somebody way smarter than you taught you that while you're at a thrift store and you're already touching those items, you might as well pick them up, right?
Right. Yeah, no, that's actually true. This guy is smarter than me when it comes to that sort of thing, entrepreneurship. And we were talking about, and it's the same thing now. What are some things you can do that you do every day, that like the Ralph Lauren? What do you touch in the thrift store every day that you didn't know you could just throw in your cart and make some extra money? And that one was something that you could list very quickly, pick them up all the time, and sell very quickly. So I still think for sure there are things out there right now that I'm missing that I can pick up and that I pass on all the time that no one ever talks about.
Another one that Caleb taught me was 7 diamonds, 7-way or 4-way stretch.
I remember that one. Yeah,
I never would have picked those up, but I actually started.
I don't see those that often though.
I don't see them anymore now that I know about them. I used to see them all the time, and now I'm like, man, I never see those anymore. But I'd pick them up every time.
some people in this chat are probably going to be mad at me when I say this, but I think the kids section is slept on in these thrift stores. I think that's going to be a section I'm going to really not go down in because I don't have the patience, but I'm going to be checking out the coats. I'm going to be checking out the new carts with kids clothes. I always skip them, but kids clothes, they're $2 where I live.
Yeah, somebody posted in your group today that they picked up a Ralph Lauren like a Madras plaid kids shirt and it sold in just a couple days for like $17 and they paid like a couple bucks for it. So that right there, I know a lot of people are like, I'd never do that. That's not enough profit for me. That's $2 into a minimum of $10 profit right there because you're charging shipping on that item. So a minimum of 10. Actually, it's a little bit more than 10. It's like $12 profit. So 2 into 12 all day
And
long. Easy to list.
and I know if you guys or you or myself are taking that photo and listing it, you can do it in under 3 minutes for $10. So $10
But
for 3 minutes worth of time.
just imagine all the comments you're going to get on your videos when you're stealing from the poor kids. Not just the poor, now you're stealing from the poor kids. Oh, you're lagging. Hold on. He's lagging. No. Okay, you're back.
It's your
Oh,
fault.
was it me? I think I'm on the right Wi-Fi. Please tell me I'm on the right Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm on the right Wi-Fi. Could you imagine you're stealing from the poor kids now? You're not just stealing from the poor, it's the poor kids.
Yeah, whatever. I'll steal from anyone, especially the kids. I taught the kids for years. They stole my energy, especially my own too. I'm stealing from all the kids I can. All right, let's answer some questions.
Yeah, appreciate the super chats. I see a couple super chats coming in. I don't know whose side they might be coming on your side, so appreciate sending Surfs $20. If you pay him enough, he'll take the hat off too. I might actually send him some money to get that damn thing off his head.
You sent me some money.
Yeah,
Oh
dollar.
boy.
Holla for a dollar.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, feel free to ask us some questions. We'll try to answer. We got 200, almost 250 people in the chat, so we got lots of comments coming in. We'll take a couple from the chat and try to go back and forth and answer some questions. So side hustling.
What's up, John Mazda? Always around. Part. Let me see if I can. I can't put it in there. The hardest part is thrifting with a limited budget. So much I wish I could pick up that is money left behind, and I could see that. I think I did that a little bit when I first started. So if someone's starting out reselling and they have a very limited budget, which I mean most America, I mean it's probably like if I can go spend $20 this week, I might be able to get that back in the next week or two plus more. $20. I mean, I feel like the place to go are bins, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, $20 you have to be at the bins. Like if you go to a thrift store, that's like 4 items at the thrift store. Like
Max.
if you're lucky, yeah. And a lot of that stuff that's $5 at thrift store isn't really fast sellers. Nowadays, like if we're going to a for-profit like we go to, like Red, White, and Blue, you're gonna pay up for those fast sellers, but they're gonna sell really fast for you, obviously. And if you only have $20 budget, it'll be too hard. So you got to go to the bins. You got to be looking for those Levi's, those Polo Ralph Lauren polos. I've actually been selling basic polos. I've been picking them up in bulk buys for like $1 or $2 and been selling for $14.99 within just like a week or two. So stuff like that is what you'd be looking for at the bins. But yeah, with a limited budget, you're very limited on the spots you can go to. But the cool thing is with this business, you can grow your budget very, very fast. And then you can start going to those other avenues to source, thrift stores, retail stores, things like that. One thing too I want to talk about is retail stores. Be very, very careful when you're first starting going to retail stores because you can spend a lot of money on a bunch of junk and then have that budget be stopped for many, many months until you sell off that junk. So just be careful when you're out there sourcing at retail stores.
Mm-hmm. Real quick, I want to address this one too. User KN 1TM2G says, while cost is important, sell-through rate is more important. It doesn't make sense to pick up cheap items. Okay, so I've done a hot take on this. I think sell-through rate is not as important as most people think if the item is selling. So there has to be sold items for that. For example, if there are 100 of these cars listed on eBay and 25 of them sold for $30 a piece, and all the ones listed they're asking 80, but they're $25 a piece sold. If you can buy them for $1 or $2 and price it for $22 and sell it tomorrow at $22, this has probably a 500% sell-through rate, and you're buying it for $1. So again, I think it comes back to buy cost as being the most important thing as long as the item sells, as long as there's a market for an item.
Yep,
And
I agree
don't see,
100%.
sell-through rate's very important.
Yes.
But
I agree. Sell-through rate is, when you're in the thrift store and you're looking for a high dollar item, you want to make sure that item's going to sell fast. So you need to focus on the sell-through rate, focus on what they're selling for. And again, if you can undercut the market, you're going to increase your sell-through rate. There's not really a way to determine that unless you're really into numbers and putting all those numbers into a spreadsheet. Who does that? Obviously, if an item like you're saying is selling for 25 and you list it for $12 because you bought it for $1, you charge shipping on it, you make a nice little $10 profit and sells almost same day. That's worth it because you made $10 on that item. So, yeah. Also, I want to talk about sell-through rate too because I put out that video. And when you put out videos and like all the other resellers like to come into your videos and tell you how wrong you are about things, people think that there are people that say that that's not the proper way to calculate sell-through rate. Is do what is it, sold versus listed, and then get the percentage multiplied by 100. Some people are telling me that sell-through rate is actually you take all of what's listed and all of what's sold and divide it by what's sold. And both of those formulas are perfectly fine. It's just the percentage is different that you're looking at. When it's 100 listed and 100 sold, and you're doing that would be a 50% sell-through rate based off their formula. That would be a good sell-through rate in that formula. You'd be picking up items that are selling for 50%. If it's 100 listed and 100 sold based off the formula that most people use, that's 100% sell-through rate. That's a good item. That's what you should be looking at. Either way, both of those formulas are perfectly fine to use. You just gotta, the percentage is what you're focusing on differently in both of those formulas.
I think a lot of people are making it more difficult than it should be.
Yeah.
I think if you just find items that people want and you can keep the buy cost low, which sounds easy, but it can be done, or sounds hard, but it can be done. Just find items that people want and that are selling on eBay and price them cheap. If people are so concerned, like you said, they're calculating it out. No, just go somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna look up this car. People are selling it for $25. I can buy it for $1. I can buy it, pick it up, sell it overnight, like you said, for $15. Like,
Yeah.
Don't make it that complicated.
Yeah, and that formula is just.
If you don't see a lot of item, if this item's listed, if there's 100 of them and only one have sold, I'm passing on it.
Yeah.
So if something is not selling, I'm passing on it. A precious moment holding a little baby, there's 50 of them listed and one sold, I'm passing on it.
Yeah, and that formula, those formulas are just used to decide whether that item is a pickup or not a pickup. It's not about which formula is right and which one is wrong. It's just literally teaching you that if you go to a thrift store and you find something that's close to 100% sell-through rate based on the formula that I used, then that's always going to be a pickup. And it's not about who's right or wrong in that case. It's just which formula are you going to use to figure out how to improve your business. That's basically what we're doing. Is Tommy Hilfiger hot yet? Somebody asked that in the chat. Is Tommy Hilfiger hot yet? Do you pick up any Tommy Hilfiger yet?
Yeah, it's funny. I started out selling. Tommy Hilfiger was my very first piece of clothing I sold, and then it dipped off in like 2019, and then it's kind of back. Just that Y2K baggy jean is back, is what I'm looking for with Tommy Hilfiger. Y2K baggy jean.
Another one you said the other day too is Miss Me jeans, right?
Well, I sold a pair for $52. I do think because the little butt embellishment was so pretty, it was like a steer head. I've never seen one of those, but Shelby said, Shelby's like my other little whisperer. She's like, Brad, TikTok, there's trends going on. Miss Me jeans are coming back. So she told me that. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to start looking
now,
at
I want to
again.
know, did you model those like Barry D did in your photos or no?
No, just for Shelby. I don't do that. Photos. It's only construct that in the room.
I could see you coming out of the closet behind you right there with the Miss Me G's on. Shelby sitting at the computer desk, and you're like spinning around for her, and then you go back in the closet.
People don't want to picture that between me and my wife and you. Let's see. There are some other good. I want to do some rapid fires. You can make more money selling 5 Hondas than you could a Mercedes Benz. Yeah, for sure. I think that's all. That's where we are with the clothing world. Would we both rather go spend $10,000 on an item and sell it in a couple of days for $13,000? Yeah, but there's just not a lot of deals like that out there. So we're in the trenches where no one wants to make $10 an item, but if you do it enough times a day, you're going to make a pretty good living. So that's what we all do.
Same concept as Whatnot. A lot of people don't get it. they're like, hey, you're not making a lot of profit. Like the video I made where I went to a thrift store, we made like, I think it was like just under $150 in profit, and we were there for like an hour and a half doing a whatnot show, and people were like, you made $4 profit per unit. That's nothing. I'm like, that's not the point. We made just under $150 in an hour and a half. It took us an hour to drive there, hour back, and then it took us 30 minutes to pack up those orders. So we made let's say $130 in like 5 hours of work. That's well worth it to me. And I'm also building and whatnot audience while I'm doing that at the same time. Like I'm giving my audience good deals, which is going to bring them back, which is going to in turn grow my average sales price on whatnot, things like that. And it's fun. It's just a way for content too. It's something that people will watch over and over again and rewatch those lives. So same thing. It's velocity of sales. Yes, you're not making as much as you could do on eBay, but you're making those sales way faster than you could ever do on eBay. Completely different model.
Oh, for sure. Whatnot is. Good question, Wanda, real quick. Rapid fire. Expected profit percent after seller fees, everything. What I'm looking for is $10 profit net after everything's said and done, but it has to be an item I can list. I can take pictures and list in about 2 minutes or less. So $10 for every 2 minutes. If I'm listing a blazer, I'm looking for $40 or $50 because that's going to take me 5 or 6 minutes. So about $10 for every 2 minutes per item type of deal. If that makes sense.
I kind of adopted that model too after talking to you. Like going to the thrift store, buying a Ralph Lauren shirt for $5, selling it for $22.99. That's a minimum of a little over $10 profit. That's perfectly fine with me. I also am in a different position because I have to give mom enough stuff to list every day. If I don't have enough stuff for her to list, I'm paying her to do absolutely nothing. So those little pickups right there fill her day completely, so she can be able to list 30 to 50 items per day. So that's why I'm picking those items up.
Yep.
I wasn't reading. I was my bad. Does pleasing the algorithm really matter, or is it overemphasized? And pleasing the algorithm, what do you think they mean by pleasing the algorithm?
I think on eBay, I don't know much about Poshmark other than we have Autoposher share it, and that I think with all the sites they want you to be a active store. So Poshmark, you're sharing, you're delisting, you're relisting, you're sending out offers. eBay, you're delisting and then relisting, or not relisting, but recreating. You're sending offers. Yeah. So as long as you're listing things that are new and you're sending out offers, I think the algorithms are in your favor. I think you need to have an active store. And either way, you need to be listing every day either. Those are things that you should be doing anyway. So I think maybe if you believe in the algorithms, like the algorithm gods, then you'll be rewarded for listing every day. Plus you'll get algorithm gods in your favor. But if you're not listing every day or whatever, then they might not be with you.
Yeah, I think it is good to be listing every day. Do I think that you're going to ruin your business if you stop listing for 2 months? No, because this guy taught us that, because this guy hasn't been listing in 2 months, and he's some weeks outselling both of us, even though we're listing consistently. So Bearded has taken the last couple months, I think 2 months off, right? It's like a month or 2 months off completely from listing.
From listing, yeah. He took all December off,
and he's still selling a ton of stuff. He took all of December off, still selling a ton of stuff. I think he just started resuming listing. Is he selling as much as he possibly could have during December if he was listing the whole time? Probably not. But he's still making consistent sales. He's able to pay his bills, and he hasn't listed in a month. So I don't think it's as important because he has a huge store.
I do also think Autoposher has a play in that.
Yes, I didn't take that into account. Autoposher is delisting and relisting for him, so it is triggering the eBay algorithm, making them think that he's listing. So yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah, that could be helping his algorithm, taking a month off. Shout out to Autoposher for just helping Bearded out the whole time.
Yeah, what a punk. Dude, such a punk. Gosh. So just story too. When Bearded and I go thrifting, that man will pick up anything. I mean, a table like this. He'll be like, oh, yep, I'll pick that up and ship it. I'm like, dude, you're going to put that in a big old box and make $30 off of it? He's like, yep.
Well, let's be honest. He's not shipping it. His wife is shipping it. So he's listing it. He sits on the couch and plays video games, and his wife takes the photos and ships everything out for him.
Yeah, it's you, both of you. I don't want to hear it. Both of you. You're so bad. You even have your mother-in-law doing it for you. That's low.
Hey, you know, gotta
That is
get the
low.
work done somehow.
That's right.
Girls work a lot better than us. We're just sitting here
Get them
goofing
to work.
off.
Get them to work. All right, here we go.
Um, top bread and butter brands that are easy to find at thrift stores, please. So we talked about Ralph Lauren. That's an easy bread and butter
Mhm.
pickup. Um, so bread and butter is, let's say, an item that sells for 25 or less. So things that you can consistently find for 25 or less. What are some for you? Right now Levi's is my new 25 or less pickup based off of what Caleb taught us. So,
I, and Dilly sells a ton of Levi's. The
mhm,
problem is mine are $8. If they
yeah.
were just 5, it would make a world of difference because that 19.99 is so much different than 22.99, 23.99.
Yep.
It's much as good. It's just big difference.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Chat, you guys go flip off, and I'll well, let's see if I agree with that or not.
My next one is Tommy Bahama. I know you hate him, but I'm selling. I don't know how many I sold so far this year. I think I've sold like 4 or 5 this year, and we're in the middle of winter, and they're still selling. But I'm not selling them for as much as I used to. I'm listing them for 22 to 30, depending on the pattern, and they're flipping pretty quick for me. So that'd be my next one.
Well, then that's a bread and butter though.
Yeah, this bread and butter.
That's bread and butter.
It's turned
What
from a
Levi's
heavy
are you
hitter to
talking?
bread and butter.
So the
Go ahead.
Levi's I always pick up are made in the USA. Any made in the USA. But I know there are certain styles that sell better. I think I forget what Dilly said, but any made in the USA, any 560s I'm picking up. 501s are usually pretty good. But
I
yeah,
think button
what
flies
Levi
are
do you
good
even
too, right? Button flies
what?
too, right?
I think those are the only 501s make button flies, I
Mm,
think.
okay.
Brooks Brothers.
That's a good one. Yeah, I didn't think about
Now
that.
let's
Brooks
talk
Brothers
about
with the
that one.
logo.
Let's
Yeah.
talk, what about without the logo? Dilly.
Yeah, he's been picking up Regent fits, and they've been selling for. I think he's listed them for $20, right? Is what he said, like 18 to 20.
He said he's been selling them. So
I
$5
sold
for Region Fit Brooks Brothers shirts that don't
I
have a
sold
logo.
a basic size 18 on my. I packed it up on my live today. Nothing. It wasn't a Regent fit. I forget what it was, but no logo, and it sold for 18.74, and I listed it like 5 days ago. So
There you go. Someone put Talbot's real quick. Promote on eBay or Poshmark. I promote on eBay now at 9%. I don't know if since you never. I watch your lives almost every day because I work and watch your lives. I know you never watch mine, but I promote now at 9%. And my sales the other day, out of my 27 eBay sales, 15 of them were promoted. 15 were promoted. I'm
yeah,
promoting at 9% now because of what Ethan said the other night when we were playing. He promotes his
yeah.
whole store at 10%.
I promote at 5, but I'm also running a sale, and I've been running a sale for like almost a month now, and my sales have completely popped off. And I think it's a 10% off sale is what I'm running right now. So it's promoted and a sale, and it's been working out well. I do not promote on Poshmark. Poshmark promotion is pay per click, from what I understand. With what we're selling, pay per click makes absolutely no sense. When you're selling on Amazon and you have like a replenishable product and you want to be the top of the search at all times because you want to get people to hit your item, because when people are shopping on Amazon, they're usually looking at that first 2, 3 items. That's when you do pay per click. And basically, when somebody clicks on your item, that's when you pay for that advertisement. They don't have to buy it. You're paying for that person to actually click on your listing. So with Poshmark, I wouldn't suggest doing any promotions or anything like that. It just doesn't make sense. 0 cents.
Um, yeah, I don't do any offers or I don't do any promotion on Poshmark.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know anything about Poshmark other than I cross list with AutoPosher and I have it set and I just get sales and offers. I know
Yeah.
nothing about Poshmark.
Yeah, Peter Millar is a good bread and butter too. If you pick up the right Peter Millar, I did just put out a post and I got a lot of people in the comments about that. Like I put Peter Millar as a dying brand because it's in Costco, and the reason is because once brands start making it into Costco, you usually start seeing resale values start to dip. Like Spider is a perfect example of that. Like basically nobody picks up Spider anymore unless it's like a ski jacket, and that's because back in the day it used to sell great, but as soon as it started making it in Costco, the resale value started to tank. Same as Orvis. There's very few Orvis that you pick up. Right now, Peter Millar is still great if you pick up the right stuff, but I can see in the next year or two, those prices really start to dip because people would rather go to Costco and get the lower end version for cheaper than buy a pre owned piece on eBay for basically the same price that they get it new with tags.
So all the thing to be on the lookout for is, I guess, for newbies out there, once it hits Costco, that's a big red flag. Don't pick everything up by that brand. So for a while, when we first started Spider, I picked almost everything up.
Hmm.
In Orvis, I picked almost everything up, but now I have to be careful of what I pick up.
Yeah.
I know you can tell if it's sold at Costco or not. You can just tell by the quality usually.
Yeah. It's
But
usually the vintage pieces usually still hold their value. Like Orvis barn jackets and things like that, like you're gonna sell those for really good money. Spider ski jackets, Spider ski pants, those will still sell for good money because they retail for crazy money. Those aren't sold at Costco. Like they don't have ski jackets at Costco. They just have regular fleeces at Costco. So you just gotta be careful, more careful going forward with the specific Peter Millar items you pick up. But I've sold Peter Millar this year. I probably sold like 4 or 5 pieces already this year, so it's still selling.
oh, for sure. If you can pick up, I saw someone said they could pick up Levi's between 4 and 7. If I could pick up Levi's for $5, I'd pick up almost any men's pair I could find in good condition, except for the Denzines and the Levi Signature. Those are like the cheap pairs. They have to have
Yeah.
a. They just have to start with a 501, 511, 512, 560, 5 for
Yep.
five bucks.
Liv said they sold Robert Graham today for $70. That's another brand that when I show in my videos, everybody's like, I can't sell Robert Graham for anything. It doesn't sell anymore. It's a dying brand. And I'm like, if you pick up the right pieces of Robert Graham, if it's a 3XL, it's got a nice flip cuff and it's all pink with a nice jacquard print, that shirt's gonna sell for $50 if you price it and you take good photos. But not all Robert Grahams. Pick up polos. I don't usually pick up polos at all anymore because they don't sell. Back in the day they used to. Now they don't. So you just got to pick up the right stuff.
Someone said they tried promoting on Poshmark and it sucked.
Yeah,
VJF.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
suggest it. Is there a way to full screen the analytics page on Auto Posture that make it easier to see both your items and center cost and shipping? So if you're doing it on the computer, you should be able to see everything, like all your costs and everything. If you're doing it on the phone, it's squeezed because it's got to be able to fit on the phone. So I don't know, Thrifty, if you're what you're using to look at it, but if you go on the computer, you'll be able to see your whole analytics page, and then the second page, you'll be able to see all of your stats and everything like that. And if somebody has a contact with Whatnot and you're listening to this, please tell Whatnot to allow Auto Posture to integrate Whatnot into that because that's like really what I'm waiting for. I actually reached out to Whatnot today to try to get somebody. So if somebody in the chat right now, we have 268 people in here. If you have a way to get to Whatnot and talk to higher ups, if you could do us a
I'll talk
solid
to
and
them. I'll
yeah,
talk to
you
them.
aren't going to talk to them. I really want Auto Posture to be able to integrate Whatnot. I do not want to have to use Vendu. I hear so many horror stories about Vendu's like auto sales detection that I don't want to have to do it. So yeah, Whatnot allow Auto Posture to cross list to your platform, please. That's my wish
Um,
for 2025.
that's my wish. Isn't there a song? Grace, paying for picture. Well, Wayne has an employee. He does it hourly, I'm pretty sure. But I've already thought about it. If I paid, the question is, if you need help doing pictures and listings, how much would you pay someone? I would pay someone to take pictures for me. I would pay him $1 per item because that for me that will give them the incentive to make as much money as they can in that hour or how long they're here. They want to be lazy like a high school kid on their phone or whatever and get 10 items pictured in an hour, they're getting $10. But if they want to knock it out, they're getting 40. Either way, the more they take pictures, the more work I don't have to do.
Yeah.
So I'm fine. $1 an item. I just add that into my buy cost. $1 more per item. That's how I am thinking about adding someone if I do to take photos for me. Your mom does a lot of different things. Your step or your mother-in-law.
Yeah, so we had to pay her a certain amount to get her on. It's completely different. If I was hiring a kid down the street, I would do the same thing you're doing, is paying per
Would you?
listing. But yeah, we pay her basically a salary pay. So she works the same amount of hours every single day. So we pay her a certain amount every single week. So yeah, that's basically how we do it. To be able to get her on, I had to pay her more than what she was making at her previous job, and we're able to do that. We're making enough money to do that. Another reason why I want to bring her on too is because it's cool to be able to have her here and Kayla working with her mom at the same time. So it's like another thing I also integrated into that decision was, hey, Kayla's going to be able to work with her mom every day. I think that's pretty cool. So I'll pay a little bit more for to have her on for Kayla to be able to hang out with her mom every day and list.
Now that I'm thinking about it, that's got to be rough for you having Her and
Her
your,
her
that's
mom is
tough.
her mom loves me. Her
But
mom their mom is the best.
both those females in that close quarters, you could
Her
probably never be right in there, and you like to be right.
No, her mom agrees probably with me more than she does with Kayla. She loves me. Her
Wow.
mom is awesome. She's literally the best mother-in-law. Like I don't think we've ever had a disagreement ever.
Yeah.
She's the best. And I'm not doing
Well,
that for brownie points right now. I know she's probably watching this. She's literally the best.
look at that. Look at that. Kayla. Also, so you would, if you were to hire someone down the
Yeah.
street or your daughter here in a couple years.
So yeah, we actually have done that. We paid whenever they want to. Now they don't. They're kids. They want to do it 1 week and then they don't want to do it for like 3 months until they need more money. But if they ever, when they get older and they want a job, and I'm like, hey, you can work for me, you can list, I would pay them per item 100%. That's
Hmm.
how I would do that.
And I like that because you too, most people, you work for a salary, you have no opportunity to climb the ladder, grow, or make more money. When this is like, hey, get more efficient, list more. You can make $300 in a day if you're really fast, you
Yeah,
know. So
yeah. Michelle asked, saw your new spreadsheet. So yeah, I did put out a new video on YouTube, like making a free reseller spreadsheet. That's like a lot of people don't calculate their numbers, and this is a free way. It's a very basic spreadsheet, but you'll be able to use it the whole year and calculate all your numbers and be able to give it to your tax advisor at the end of the year. But they asked, are you going to be using that auto posture Jason spreadsheet in 2025? So I won't be using that because that's way too basic of a spreadsheet for my business, particularly because we're doing more numbers than that spreadsheet. That spreadsheet is for like somebody that's doing like 10, 15, 20,000 a year. That would work perfect for you. So I'm going to use a mix of both Auto Posture and JSON spreadsheet until Auto Posture gets Whatnot integrated, and then my Whatnot numbers will come into Auto Posture. Then I won't need JSON spreadsheet anymore. I'll just need a simple spreadsheet to be able to track like expenses and things like that, unless Auto Posture also integrates that. But for right now, I have to use both because Auto Posture doesn't have Whatnot integration, and we do sell quite a bit on Whatnot. So I'm assuming you're just using Auto Posture for this year, right?
I kind of have my own way of tracking. I do average cost of good because all of our costs are the same
Yeah. So you could
across
just
the
have
board.
auto posture drop in your numbers, and at the end of the year, you use those numbers. You don't fill out the cost of goods at all, and then you use your cost of goods at the end of the year and use auto posture's basic numbers for everything else.
Yeah, I watched the first bit of your video, but I fell asleep about minute into it. Yeah, a
Oh
minute into
God.
it.
Yeah, you watched the whole thing. I did shout you out at the end. I don't even know if you listened to it, but
Oh, dang it! I did.
I
Dang.
talked about how good you are at tracking your numbers at the very end of the video, so you'll have to watch it.
Oh man, the whole way through. Want to get some monster. All right. Um, there's some other good things. Okay. What's up, nice comps? What about adding in? Okay, someone taking the pictures plus listing your item. You're paying $1 for someone to take your pictures. What if they list the item too? I
What
thought
was the
about that.
question? What was the question again? Sorry, I
If you
was reading
hire
chat.
someone and they're taking photos, and you're paying them also to list, how are you going to pay them?
Um, that would be well. You have to decide what you want to do with that. You could pay them for the per photo, or you can pay them per complete listing. So if they take photos and then they finish the listing, maybe pay $1.50 for both of those or something like that. Or you pay them per photo and per listing. Like you say, like they took this many photos today. I would probably do it based off a complete listing, because yeah, you don't want them just taking photos, all photos one day. Like you pay them for every complete listing. That's how I probably would do it. How would you do it?
I like to be in control of listing.
Hmm.
So I don't want to give an answer. Well, what I'd have to do is just kind of see how long exactly it takes me, how long I can think it to take someone else to do it, and I don't know. I don't know that one.
I think a complete listing, like photos, they would put in a basic title, they would put in the photos, they would put in all the stuff in the listing, and then at the end you would just have to reread it, make sure it's good, and put it live. I would pay them for that specific piece. They have to have all those in there, and then they would get paid maybe like $2 for that per item or something like that. You'd have to figure that out.
Uh, then rereading it's like listing it yourself. All right. Something about the farthest. What's the farthest distance you travel in your weekly sourcing routine?
That's a good question because I don't even know how far you travel, but we travel from Clearwater to Sarasota, and we go over the Skyway to do that. It's about an hour and 15, about an hour and a half with traffic, and then that back. So it's like, let's say 3 hours max is what we travel to go on that sourcing day. Drop our kids off at school, drive over, source a couple stores, drive back.
What about when you were part time?
When I was part time, I would stop on the way home from work at the post office, and then on my days off, I'd spend all day sourcing. Right now, we're a one car household, so basically, if I go, Kayla goes with me to go sourcing. We have to know we have to get back in a certain amount of time to pick up the kids. Now, if anything happened, we have mom here, so she's able to get the kids if we are late. But back in the day, we used to have two cars, and we would I would on my days off just spend from morning until like 5 o'clock until Kayla got home. I'd come back home and bring all the stuff. So it'd be like an all day sourcing once a week.
And to answer that question too, I think I talked about in my chat, I'm sure you did too, is, where you live. Luckily you live in a metro area. I live in a metro area. But I would also travel. I go to Chicago and thrift for a day or two. I can go to Dayton, which is an hour and a half and thrift. Cincinnati is an hour and a half away from me. I can thrift. So I would go where I needed to go, where I need to go. The metropolitan. Luckily, we live metropolitan areas where you can just bounce off thrift stores, and you have so many down there.
Yeah, if I didn't live in a like the area where I live in, I'd probably drive to like a bins location that was usually the bins locations are within an hour, hour and a half of where you live, and I would just source all day at the bins and get enough stuff to where I would only have to go there like once or twice a week instead of going there multiple times. Brianne asked, "Are you guys sourcing at Goodwill or do you get pallets of items from a source? So what do you do?"
Uh, Goodwill owns Indianapolis pretty much, so Goodwill,
Yeah.
almost everything.
Yeah, so we do primarily thrift stores, not Goodwill. We go to for profits like Red, White, and Blue. There's a city thrift that opened up near us. Do we stop at Goodwill every now and then? Yes, but we usually when we're going to Red, White, and Blue, we're getting 10, 20x what we do at a Goodwill in our area. So we try to focus on those stores. We are dabbling in pallets this year for Whatnot, so that's going to be a new experience for us. We'll see how it goes. If it goes good, cool. If it doesn't, we'll just keep doing what we're doing on Whatnot. But I think it's going to be really good based off the inventory we got coming our way. So that's going to be something new for us in the new year.
What's the biggest mistake you made when first starting?
Ooh, good question. Biggest mistake I made when first starting. Um, Probably the first year, year and a half, I didn't really know my numbers. I didn't keep a spreadsheet. I just at the end of the year I printed out eBay's printout of all my sales and everything, and I added up all my receipts, and that was my profit and loss for the end of the year. And I probably missed out on so many expenses because I didn't have a spreadsheet where I was putting in all the numbers every single week, keeping up with the data. So that's
Did
probably
you
my
have a
biggest
CPA
mistake.
then?
No, I was actually using the first year I used H&R Block because I already had business. I was already working at the post office, so I just went back to them, and that was probably the worst idea because they really don't know how to do business expenses or anything like that. So because I had both of those together, it was just the option that I knew best. And now I use Carol Ann. So she's really good. She tries to find every deduction she can possibly find.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's probably my biggest mistake. That's another one too, is not going to the right CPA.
I'm gonna go off because you guys know me, squirrel brain, but I'm gonna stick with it. Biggest mistake, I think this could be a lot of people's biggest mistake. If you're serious reselling, not getting a CPA. Yes, it costs. I think everyone hates that initial cost. Auto posture, how much do I have to pay per month? You got to get over that because it's going to make you money. It's going to be a write-off at the end of the year. eBay store, I'm going to have to pay this for month. You're going to save money. A CPA, if you get a good CPA, like you said, it's going to save you / make you so much money because they're going to know all the ins and outs of what you can write off against your business or, help you with all sorts of things with your business. So paying up front for a CPA might sting, but it's going to really help you. So I would
Yeah.
recommend, like, if you're reselling and you're hitting that threshold of 1099s going to IRS, which everyone will be here really, really soon, you need to get a CPA. You need to invest in that.
And also, don't let those 1099s scare you. If you're getting a 1099, that means you're making money. You shouldn't be scared of that. Now, you might be scared of doing your taxes and figuring out how to do all those numbers and everything. That's where a CPA comes in. But so many people, I get the comments all the time like, the random people on Facebook like, I hope you pay the IRS. I'm like, I pay the IRS a lot of money every year. Like that's part of the game. Like it's part of owning a business, and you shouldn't be scared of getting those 1099s. That just literally means you made money. And just find out what your deductions are based off those 1099s of your profit, and you're good to go. And that's what a CPA helps you with.
Yep. And I see everyone, I know you do too. Everyone, I see you guys, see all of you. So I appreciate you guys coming in here.
Somebody said, "What's a good way to find a CPA for reselling?" A lot of them you have to like interview. Luckily, I got stuck with Carol Ann. She was on TikTok and she was talking about being a CPA, and I believe her son-in-law Bobby is a reseller, so she kind of understood how that reselling worked. And I linked up with her, and she did my taxes the first year. It was great. I would just research CPAs in your area, go to them and ask them like, do you know how to do online sales? Like, do you understand it? Do you understand how to do deductions off that? And if they're not good, they don't know, then go to the next CPA and just interview them. Now is a good time to do it too, because if you wait too long and you're waiting until the end, you kind of get stuck at the end with whoever you think is best, and you should be out there right now trying to figure out who's the best for you.
Do you need to have a business license for that?
No, no,
No.
I do everything. Yeah, I do everything right now sole. I was gonna get a LLC this year, and I think this next year, well, this year I'm gonna have to, and I'm probably gonna do what's the it's not it's Chris does it. I can't remember what the word is for it, but it's another form of business where like pay yourself from the business. I don't know what the name of it is, but yeah, I'm gonna talk to. That's why I have a CPA, because they help me with all that stuff, because I don't even know what the name of it is. But
Yep.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do this year. I think I have to at this point.
Judy wants to know the CPA's name that you use.
Carol Ann, she's on TikTok. Carol Ann Olson. I'll probably post something on my socials here pretty soon. I don't know how much room she has because she already does so many resellers taxes every year. But I'm gonna reach out to her and ask her like how much availability she has. Yeah, S corp. That's what I was thinking of.
S Corp.
I'm gonna ask her how much availability she has. If she does, then I'll post her handles to my socials as like a post, and then you guys can reach out to her and ask her. But I want to make sure she has availability right now instead of just like giving her number out and all that stuff. Because we have 200 people in here. There's probably going to be like 150 you reach out like tomorrow. So I want to make sure we offset that.
Yeah. Biggest mistake I think I probably made at first was thinking brands that are good, but they're actually not good. I think we all do that. I think everyone does that when they first start out. Like, oh, that brand's expensive. I better get it, on a whim instead of doing your comp. You're going to be that person when you're starting out, and you should be in the store. You should be, instead of posting on a platform, should I get this or should I not? You should be looking if you should get this or if you not. And that's me being the teacher. Once you do that, you'll be quicker and quicker and quicker, and you'll teach yourself much faster than relying on like someone else.
It's okay to make those mistakes when you first start, because a lot of people you're going to pick up the wrong stuff. You're basically, instead of paying for a course, you're paying for the lesson right there, is you picked up that piece of junk. The good thing is most of those items you can still sell and make your money back. They're not going to sell that fast. They're going to sit in your store for a while. So it's not like paying for a course and the money is gone. You'll get that money back. But yes, you pay for those lessons. Everybody has paid for those lessons. And the good thing is there's so much content out there right now that you'll be able to soak in all that information from free resellers. There's way more than there ever was before, especially with short form content, that a lot of those lessons you don't even have to pay for anymore, because all the information is out there for you.
So much now, guys. So much info.
Yeah.
You talked about Rally Roots. I used to watch them for learning and entertainment. They're still on YouTube, and I still watch them when they post stuff. But there's just so many people out there that if you just YouTube like thrift hauls, I think thrift hauls are the best way to learn, because you get an hour of brands. But make sure they're current. Make sure they're a month old or a week's old or 2 months old. Don't look at 2 years old.
Yeah. Well, we've been on for like an hour and 13 minutes. I think.
I'm just getting warmed up. You're just trying to play Call of Duty, huh?
No, listen, I could go on forever, but I don't want to. I don't want to like
I know.
You got to cut it off at some point and then make the people want to come back. I don't know. Well, I guess we could try to make this like a Monday thing, but we told everybody this is going to be the most inconsistent, most consistently inconsistent podcast. Like, we're literally just going to post on our socials that, hey, next Wednesday we're going to be on live, and you guys got to be here, because we're both busy. If we commit to like a Monday thing, it's almost going to ruin it, because then we're going to be like forced to come on, and we just want to come on when we both have time. So the good thing about going live is everybody will get a notification. We're live on literally four places right now, both Surf's channel and both my channels. So you guys are, as long as you're following us on some platform, you're gonna get a notification. So I
And
think
we
we'll
might
keep
go
it like
live in the
that.
middle of the day very easily.
Yeah, so you can always watch these on replay. They're on Facebook, they're on YouTube at all times. You can go back, like the live, ask questions, or save your questions for the next live. But yeah, we'll definitely we'll be doing this often, but we don't know how often yet.
And I'm not letting you cut out. We'll go till 10:30.
Okay, we'll keep going. That's cool with
Yeah,
me.
till 10:30.
Dilly's gonna be mad.
He'll be all right. He'll be all right. I'll stay up. I saw something good. I mean, there's been a lot of good questions, but okay. Do the platforms penalize you for letting inventory just sit? My answer is, and I talk about all the time, I know you do too, Autoposher won't let that happen because of the delist relist. So if your items are just sitting after 30 days, Autoposher takes it off and recreates it like a brand new listing. So if that item's not selling and you have Autoposher with the recreates, it's probably something wrong with your pictures or the item not being desirable or your price or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the delist relist was a game changer. Now other platforms are starting to try to mimic Autoposher in that sense. I think Autoposher is still the best at doing that. It's auto sales detection, like I said, that's the best on Autoposher. The share tool, like something Vendu doesn't have, is they don't even have the ability to share your Poshmark closet, which I think is absolutely wild that they still haven't integrated that. Yeah, but Autoposher by far, I think it's the best. We've both, me and him can say this. We've been offered to promote other platforms for more money, and we have both declined the other platforms because Autoposher is just the best. I'd rather promote something that's better for the community instead of just promoting something that's going to make me more wealthier. It just doesn't make any sense. And to be honest, if I'm promoting something that's better, you're going to make more money over time because people are going to understand how good it is and they're going to come back and they're going to be like, thanks for giving me this product over that product because now I know it's better. So, yeah,
and I can tell you this about both of us. I mean, I know you do too, probably, but all the DMs or whatever, like, hey, do you want to work together, collab? Both of us will never talk about things that we both don't like because neither one of us, at least me, and I know you don't either, want people to come back and be like, what you said sucks. It doesn't work, and you just sold me on this or whatever. Yeah. That's not how we operate.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to lead your followers down the wrong direction because you're just losing followers at the end of the day. So you might as well give them the best, even if you don't make as much promoting it. So,
what do you think about Prime Lister?
Well, that's one of the ones that I was kind of referring to. Prime Lister pays their affiliates 30%. I can tell you this: Autoposher pays everybody 20%. It's public information, so I'd make more money promoting Prime Lister. Prime Lister also has a year plan, so if you get somebody signed up for a full year, you make basically that 30% across the year, as opposed to Autoposher. If they fall off, then you don't get paid. Prime Lister doesn't have auto delist relist across all platforms. They're working on eBay. They've been working on eBay for 6 months now because I've talked to them 6 months ago about it. They're still working on it. I don't think they're gonna get better faster. I think they're taking too long to get to where they need to be, which means Autoposher is just gonna keep lapping them basically, and they're trying to catch up, and they're just going too slow. So, yeah, that's what I feel about Prime Lister. I will say this: anybody who's promoting Prime Lister, ask them why Prime Lister is better than Autoposher. I say this all the time on my lives. Ask them. They'll never have an answer for you because there's nothing that's better about Prime Lister. There's zero that's better.
Someone said Vendu has a beta program sending offers. Yeah, you have to have your computer on and open for that to work.
Don't have to have it with Autoposher. You can set it and forget it for years and years, and it just keeps sending it. It does delink from your platforms. That's just based off the platforms, like kicking Autoposher off, and you got to come in every month or 2 months to re-engage it. But Autoposher will send an email as soon as that happens. You just come on and press a button, and you're back up, firing up. So, yeah.
And neither one of us are under contract with Autoposher. I mean, if one of these services are like, we're doing all this plus more, it's like, okay, well then this is the better service.
100%. I'd move to whatever's the best, even if I lose every guy start all over again. Who cares?
You did that with List Perfectly, right?
Yep, I was promoting List Perfectly, and Autoposher came by, and I was like, way better. So I gotta drop that, risked all that money, but I, back to where I need to be. Oh,
Um,
somebody asked about the shoes behind me. Yes, if you bought something on my Whatnot show, we ran out of boxes, so we're shipping those out tomorrow. I got to run to the post office.
dude, you're gonna leave people
I
waiting
got
for their.
I got 6 orders. I got 6 orders that we couldn't get to. I
Oh
apologize.
my god! Did you just do 6 like this?
I did 6 like this.
Oh, okay. My bad.
I might be reversed. I think that's why.
No, you're not. I just give you shit.
Oh, okay.
I should offer you 2 more commission. Yeah, it is what it is. Whatever. What was the questions? I'm confused. Enlisting and relist, or enlisting and sell similar.
Yeah. So if you're doing it manually, yourself, you're gonna end and you're gonna sell similar. That's gonna create a brand new item ID for you. So basically, your eBay's being tricked and thinking that you're creating a brand new item. And at that point, if you're doing manually, you should probably go in and change a couple things. Maybe you have bad pictures, so maybe retake pictures or something like that. With Autoposher, it's ending your listing and recreating a brand new listing for you. So it's doing basically the same exact thing, although it's just creating a brand new listing. So you still get a brand new item ID, and that happens on your eBay store. It'll refresh all your inventory every single month. So whatever's about to end the day before, it will end it the day before. So on day 29, it will end and be relisted and be back to top of the search, and it helps the algorithm get a push. So yeah, that's basically how it works.
Yeah. There were a lot of good questions. I don't want to sit here and talk about Autoposher the whole time or anything, but I think everyone knows that's been one of the best things to happen. That was the best thing to happen to me in 2024 was per you and Ethan convincing me to finally cross list. A lot of other people were too, but you guys were like, cross list, got Autoposher cross list. That was great. Now, Travis Hunter or a quarterback at number 1, who do you take?
I'm tired of taking. I think we should go for a senior quarterback. Us. So yeah, I don't think we should take a newer quarterback. I'm so tired of. We just need an experienced quarterback, please. That's all we need. If we had an experienced quarterback, we're taking our division by storm. Because we have the Colts, who had the easiest schedule out of every team in the NFL that couldn't even make it to the playoffs. Literally, if you go to Google right now and type in who had the easiest schedule out of all teams in the NFL, they pop up with the easiest schedule, and they couldn't make the playoffs. So if we could just get a better quarterback, we're beating them every year by far. We had one of the best defenses in the league, so we just need offense. That's it.
Keep talking. Did you beat us?
We beat you 4 times, and yeah, I know
it's
coming.
Who's the worst team in the NFL in 2024?
Oh, we tanked. I'm so happy we tanked because now we get the first round draft pick. Oh, yeah. So thank you the Patriots for winning last week, and thank you for the Giants for absolutely destroying the Colts the week before. They were literally the worst team in the NFL at that point in time, and they beat the Colts. I'm just saying. So thank you, Giants, and thank you, Patriots, for winning. We are now the worst team in the NFL. Thank you.
That's going to be recorded for.
I can't deny facts. I can't deny facts.
No, you can't deny facts. That's for sure. Oh gosh, dang! I had another good one.
I have one here. What has been the most costly mistake that you had? Costly mistake, like cost you money. What was the most costly mistake?
Oh, I honestly think that's stupid because it's not having a CPA would be a very costly mistake.
I'm trying to think. What would be my most costly mistake?
I don't know.
That's a good question. I might have to answer that on the next one because I don't really know what my most costly. I don't think I've ever bought something that, like, I bought those collector plates that were like the rookie mistake, but I did make all my money back on those. I actually made a lot of profit on those. So those they sat too long. Maybe that's my most costly mistake, is I shouldn't have invested that money into those. But yeah, I don't know. I remember there was a time when I was at Red, White, and Blue. It's actually on a live like a long time ago, and they had just rolled out a whole cart of the Carhartt overalls, brand new with tags, a whole cart, and I think they were $20 a piece. And I was on live and I saw them roll them out, but I didn't know what was in them, and I should have went over there first thing, and I got there like a minute too late, and there was already a guy in line with the whole cart just wheeling it up. And I remember that day. It makes me so mad because those were like $70, $80 all day. There's probably like 50 of them in there, and I was like, man, I could have made so much money. So that's my costly mistake.
Why can we not forget days like that?
Oh, it makes me so mad. I could have had all those.
Us.
Oh, yeah.
I got haunted by stuff like that.
That was bad. Oh, I'd say this costly mistake. Going to TJ Maxx and Marshalls during Yellow Tags events and picking up extra small and small men's sizes, because I knew the brand and I thought they would sell well, and I picked up a bunch of smalls and extra smalls, and they sat in my store forever. So I was like, that's the rookie mistake that most people make when it comes to buying retail arbitrage, is they see that brand and they see a lot of it, and they're like, oh, that's got to be worth picking up, but it's all smaller sizes, and the reason it's there is because nobody's picking those up. So you have to be very, very careful with what you pick up. That's probably my most costly mistake. They still sold, but they took forever to sell.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I don't know if I have a single one like that, but definitely I have nightmares about different things in the thrift store.
Yeah.
What are you drinking over there, by the way?
It's just water with a little bit of pink lemonade in it. That's how I
Because
get my water intake.
you can't just drink plain water, right? It's awful.
It's disgusting.
By the way, I did see that. Yeah, the Colts, the Titans have a much better future than the Colts. Colts are in a hole and they're not getting out of it. So I will admit to that. I know a lot of you guys
Nice.
don't care about Colts, but something about me and Wayne, we bicker all the time. Like our love language is bickering.
We just make fun of each other. That's
Make
like
fun
the
of each
best
other,
part.
texting. We compete with each other, which actually pushes us to do better and to make more, whatever. We compete with each other, but I don't compare myself to you at all,
Yep.
or I don't compare myself to other people. But I really like competing with like close friends, people I can talk shit to and bicker with.
Yeah, in the new year, those of you out there that are listening, you should find somebody that not only roots for you as much as that roots for you, but you also root for them in the same exact way. Like, I want to see Surfs win, and Surfs wants to see me win at the same exact time, and that's why we're such a good duo. There's no like animosity between us. Like, he could sell $1 million next year, and I'd be like, "Let's go." Surf sold $1 million. I only did 100K because I was doing something else, and I'd be like, "Let's go, Surfs! Like, you did awesome." I wouldn't be. I'd probably make fun of him still, like in that
Like,
message.
you punk. I hate
Yeah,
you.
I freaking hate you, dude. Why did you sell so
Yeah.
much? Now I look like now I can't even go live and show my face because everybody knows you sold more than me. But yeah, you need to find somebody like that you can just connect with. I have quite a few of those people that I've met over the years through social media. That's one reason why social media is so good, is I'm able to talk to those people, brainstorm with those people, and there's no real competition. It's just like, it's fun. We're trying to push each other, so there's like playful competition, but there's no real competition. It's just trying to push each other to be the best we can be.
Yeah. I mean, forever I'll be better, but I like letting you try to be better. But it is 10:30. I can sit on here forever with you. I say at some point our next one is not going to be announced. We're just going to go live. Let's not announce
Yeah.
our next one. We're just going to go live.
Yeah.
It might be during the
It could
day.
be it could be tomorrow during the day. It could be next month. It could be 10 years from now. Who knows when it's
Yep.
going to be. This is going to be the most consistently inconsistent podcast. If this is even a podcast, it's not even going to be put anywhere. It's
Not
just
even
on live.
podcast.
So
You can't find this anywhere but on our
yeah.
channels.
So we'll just go live, and maybe we'll tease it. Like, we'll tease it on our morning lives or something. We'll be like, yeah, maybe me and Surf will, we're going to go live here pretty soon or something. So if you watch our morning lives, you'll be able to know about when it's going to happen. But other than that, we're just going to pop up and be here and have fun.
And we
So-
can talk about certain subjects too and all that sort of stuff. Where's the resync button? Let's talk about resync button. I've seen that.
Resync in your they're asking about on auto posture, top right hand
at the
corner.
very top.
Yeah, top right hand corner. If you're importing your sales, top right hand corner. If you're on the inventory page, it's right above, and you're going to do a quick sync or a full sync. If it's your first time, you're going to do a full sync, and then after that, you should be able to do quick syncs for a while, and then every once in a while do a full sync.
Yep. Yep.
By the way, we hit. Oh, I think we hit 270 people in this live.
I
combined.
can't see how many people are in. I just see
270.
you.
That's pretty damn good, especially because the beginning, like, we had technical difficulties. We had
And whose fault was that?
That was your fault for not letting me know it was my fault.
See what I mean, guys? See, never will this dude admit. All right.
We got some Call of Duty to play, so we appreciate you guys hanging out. Make sure you follow us on all platforms. Again, we're live on YouTube, Facebook right now on both of our sides, so go follow us. Surfs Up on all platforms, K-Way Shop on all platforms. We appreciate you guys being here. Next time, come with your questions. If you see us pop up, make sure if you see that live notification, always come in, because you never know when it's going to be me and Surfs live together. So appreciate you guys. Any
Love you guys.
final words for the people?
Hey. No, I don't. I don't have anything. I'm blank.
I
No,
like it. That's
I
beautiful.
just like everyone being here, come around. I see everybody. I see everyone who came. Like you guys being here. We'll be here. We'll keep coming back. It's
All
fun.
right. I'm about to go carry surfs and Call of Duty for like an hour and a half before he goes to
True.
bed because he's an old man. So I'll see you guys